What is going on, Libra? It's Chris Anthony coming at you guys live and direct. This is going to be your reading for the month of September. And you guys are semi in the front of the line because you came out strong with the last reading that I did for Libra with a lot of views. So thanks for the support, the subscriptions, the likes, the comments. I appreciate it all, Libra. This is a general reading, so it may not resonate with everyone, but if it does resonate with you, once again, can you like, share, subscribe, comment on the channel? If it does not resonate with you, you can always check out your rising or moon sign, or check out the previous reading that I did for Libra, because that could be a match for you. If you guys don't follow me on IG, you should follow me at chrisanthony14lbs, Chris Anthony 14 pounds. That'll be in the description of the video. And if you want a more personalized reading from me, email me. That information will also be in the description of the video. All right, this is going to be your present energy that we're dealing with, Libra, your main storyline right here. After that, we'll be hopping over here to your futuristic energy, your supporting details, and then we'll be wrapping it up with a fairy card. All right. So yeah, I think those are all of my announcements. Let's hop right in. First one out, you have the Page of Swords, and it's clarified by the Two of Wands. So I do feel like in the month of September, there's something happening when it comes down to your perspective, the way that you're viewing your reality, the way you're viewing the world. Is changing, and it's kind of like an evolution that's happening within your outlook on life, and the way that it's actually showing up in you is the way you're communicating. Your communication style is starting to change or evolve, or you're choosing to communicate in a different type of style, take a different type of approach with things, in life than you have been before. The Page of Swords a lot of times speaks of that evolution of communication, or you getting some new perspectives or ideas that have an effect directly on your communication. The way you voice your opinion, the way you connect with other people, the way you socialize, the way you're choosing to express yourself externally could be changing right now, which is why you have the Two of Wands. It's kind of like a new path that you're wanting to walk on in terms of your communication. Maybe some things are coming to your field of view, when it comes down to the way you've been communicating in the past, that you're wanting to change. Maybe if your communication style just no longer works for you, and it's causing a lot of misunderstandings in your life, or causing a lot of things to not happen in your life that you would like to happen. I think you're kind of doing what's the word for it? A review almost of how you've been communicating, how you've been voicing your opinion, how you've been putting your ideas out there, or how you've been, setting your boundaries or voicing what you like and what you don't like. And I think that something about that is about to change. This could have been something that you've been looking at for a while, right? And wanting to change about yourself, about the way you communicate. Because it could have been parts of your communication, to be honest, that may have been slightly immature, or not as straightforward. You could have been in the past communicating in a roundabout type of way, not being a direct shooter, or, not saying exactly what's on your mind. You could do it by giving people hints or something like that. And so the Page of Swords, that's a lot of times what that represents, somebody that communicates in that type of way. But I do feel like there's a shift of your communication style that's coming in the month of September with this Two of Wands, where you're wanting to maybe communicate a little bit differently, changing up the style of communication. Now, below that, we do have the Wheel of Fortune, right? So this does talk about this shift that is occurring, right? And this could just be divine timing for you. This could just be planetary alignment that's influencing you to go into another phase of communicating, right? That's influencing you to make these certain type of tweaks about your personality, or you know, the way you present yourself, because the Page of Swords has a lot to do with that. The way you're expressing yourself, your style in dress, your style in speaking, right? The way you carry yourself, how other people view you, you know, maybe a little bit different than how you view yourself. So there's a kind of like evolution happening when it comes down to that with this Wheel of Fortune. And I believe it's kind of like you're reaching more deeper down into who you are, your authenticity as a person, and maybe shedding layers of your ego, or shedding layers of the false mask, you know, that we wear to protect ourselves or to fit in or whatever that could be. I feel like you're getting deeper into your true self, or the knowledge of yourself. And that's kind of depicted by these books that these birds are holding. I feel like this information is coming into you in some type of way. It's like you're downloading this information, or it's being channeled to you. And you have this new sword that you're carrying now, right? And that head wrap, right? The Egyptian head wrap, I forgot what it's called, but to me, that's representing knowledge of self. That's coming in for you, and another level of authenticity, or transparency, that's changing your communication. So I kind of feel like this is a big shift for you, a big evolution of who you are. And it is definitely talking about another level of maturation, right? That you're breaking into maturity. Two of Pentacles is here, right? So it is maybe talking about that this is something that you've been grappling with or going back and forth with for a while. You know, thinking about stepping into this new phase of your life, stepping into this higher frequency, or this more clear perspective of life, right? And maybe you've made certain attempts to do it and stepped out into this new path and then went back in, you know, and decided to stay on the level that you were already on. So it's something that you've been going back and forth with for a while. But now that this shift is occurring, it's kind of like, what is the phrase for it? Is it tectonic shift, right? Like where it's like such a big thing that's happening where you can't really go back and forth with it anymore, because the ground beneath you is actually shifting, like, and you're coming along with it. So this is Major Arcana, the wheel, right? So it talks about the heavy influence of the universal energies, or, you know, planetary energies, that is kind of like causing this shift to happen with you. So it's not going to be that back and forth type of energy anymore. I think you're about to just go through this gate, go through this opening, through this new portal, and transforming the way that you're communicating or expressing yourself. Let's keep it moving. We have the King of Wands here, clarified by the Knight of Swords. So King of Wands energy, very fiery, very action oriented. You know, they don't just talk about it, they are about it, right? They get down to business, right? They're not afraid to kind of roll up their sleeves, get their hands dirty. They get it out the mud. So this is a very action oriented energy that you're walking into, right? Where before maybe you could have been someone that was more of a talker or idealistic, where you're coming up with great ideas and talking about great ideas but not really putting them into practice. King of Wands is talking about putting these things into practice and having this new fiery, passionate, you know, will to pursue things. This is affecting your solar plexus energy, right? So that's the part of us that dictates how strong our will is and how strong we go after our dreams and aspirations. So there is something that you have your eyes set on, I believe. And this is kind of forcing you to make this change, make this shift, because you feel like the thing that's been holding you back could be the way that you're expressing yourself, or the way you're communicating yourself, or maybe the lack of action. Right? So King of Wands is here. And then it's clarified by the Knight of Swords. So this is talking about communication too. This could be talking about some messages that you're wanting to give to somebody, or somebody could be bringing some information into you. The Knights usually bring a offer or some type of message in that comes very quick with this Knight of Swords, the quickest moving knight. So somebody could be coming in wanting to give you a message about the actions that you want to take. Or this could be some inspiration that's making you take on this King of Wands energy where you're like, okay, I got to get moving. I got to make this happen right now. Like I just figured this out, or I just found out this new information. Somebody just gave me some insight. Now is the time to make the move. And now is the time with the Wheel of Fortune, right? This is kind of like that Jupiter coming, the planet of luck, right? You having to catch something at the right time, right place in order to take advantage of it. And this is what the King of Wands is looking at. I feel like this is the energy that you're looking at. Like, if I don't do this right now, then I probably won't be able to get it later on. So some information is coming in to signal that for you is what I'm definitely picking up. Yeah, Libra, that's deep. Let's keep it moving. Knight of Wands is here also with a Death card. So this is the transformation that's taking place, right? What I've been talking about. This is like you moving more into this gung-ho type of energy, like action, like Geronimo, like let's do this. It's no more time for thinking. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I want to just do it. Action, 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 right? You're fired up. You're heading in a certain direction. You have your eyes set on a certain goal, like I said. And this is the thing that is transforming. Maybe you haven't been here recently. Maybe you've been in a place where, like I said, you were coming up with a lot of ideas, but not really pursuing them. You were looking at certain things, but not going after it. And so there's a certain depth that's happening to that type of energy. And what's coming through is you actually acting and approaching these things that maybe you've only been looking at and researching for a while, because the Two of Wands talks about research. Looking at something over and over again, going through the paperwork, looking at the details, finding out if you're really going to do it or not, if you fit the bill, or if this fits your life. And so now I feel like you want to take action on it, and you're no longer wanting to think. Going into the Empress with the Six of Swords, right? So now that you're leaving this older mentality, right, how you're coming in is the Empress energy. Very creative, very attractive, magnetic, fertile, right? Somebody that's that has a lot of insight, and they have the means to grow something, to make something flourish. Whether that's a business, an ideal, a project, a career, a job, you're kind of like, you have a different energy that you're carrying now that you're all about the business, all about action, all about going to get it, right? Instead of thinking about it. The Empress is an action-orientated card also. And mostly having to do with attraction. Like the law of attraction has more to do with action than it has to do with thought. And that's maybe the misconception of a lot of things. It's like, how much work are you willing to put in for it? Like, what are you going to do to create an environment that attracts this wealth or attract this abundance? Because it can't come if the environment is not ready for it. So, yeah, you're moving on from this other mentality, Page of Swords, right? Dreaming it up into living it up. Building it, right? Knight of Wands. So your energy is pretty clear, Libra. Let's go into the future energy. 8 of Wands. We have the 5 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles, and then 2 of Cups at the end. 1 second. All right, so 8 of Wands clarified by 4 of Pentacles. So I do see this as that communication coming in, like we were talking about. This is like information that you could be just receiving through your subconscious mind that's coming to your conscious mind and letting you know some things, giving you some insight, opening up your perspective, right, about some things that maybe, like I said, has been brewing in your mind. You've been thinking about these ideas for a while now. You've been wanting to take action on them, but just not knowing what to start with, not knowing the first step to take. And it's kind of like you've been praying for some insight, some wisdom into what you should do first, or how should I carry out these goals that I want to achieve. And I feel like this is what's coming into you. It's like almost coming in from your subconscious and into your conscious mind. So possibly you would want to look into your dreams around this time in the beginning of September. Like they may have some significance. Or if you're just doing like some deep contemplative thought or meditation for some of you guys, you could be receiving answers, receiving downloads. You know, it could just be happening through the day. Like while you're absent-minded, working on some things at your job, you could just get a bright idea or something that kind of gives you inspiration to move forward. Eight of Wands does talk about movement, though. It does talk about communications coming in. Now, this could be externally happening too from somebody else, right? Somebody could be coming in, giving you some insight or some information, and you're like, okay, I got to kind of act on it now. And I feel like this is what breaks you out of that Four of Pentacles energy, which talks about you being held back, holding yourself back, being very careful and guarded, you know, not wanting to invest into anything, not wanting to invest your time. And this keeps you kind of closed off from things that could come in. Right? And that's what I was kind of feeling with your energy, you know, in the other half of your reading. You just kind of closing up and being like a city that's closed off, right? Nothing could go out or come in. Not even new information, not even things that will help the city be upgraded, not even visitors that could come bring gifts. And so I feel like you're opening up to ideas now, opening up to energies so that it could be growth that happens. Because in the Four of Pentacles energy, not a lot of growth is taking place. It's like somebody who makes $100 and they just hold on to the $100 and doesn't do anything else but holds on to that, right? Like the parable in the Bible, right? Somebody that gets the talents and then they go bury the talents. And then the master comes back like, what have you done with the talents that I gave you? And they're like, oh, I went and buried mine because I wanted to save it. and what happened to them? Like, they got nothing. I think the master took the talents that they had and gave it to somebody else because they weren't using it. You got to invest this energy into something else. So this is what is coming into you, right? Like that type of thinking. Like, I got to do something. I got to move forward. Now, Five of Cups does talk about some regret that could have happened in the past, or you guys may be staying in a place where you were stuck in a certain way because of things that happened in the past. Things that keep you from moving forward or from, you know, taking action on ideas, where it's almost like you're afraid to lose, you're afraid to fail. You're thinking about the failures that you had in the past, and it's keeping you from going after something new. You see how his back is turned on the Two of Cups that are still standing. I see those as maybe brand new ideas or brand new goals that you want to kind of go after, but you're thinking about how you failed already. And so a decision does need to be made with this Lovers card, right? The Lovers a lot of times can talk about a loving relationship or connection you have with somebody else, but then the other meaning is deciding to go with your head or your heart, making a heart over head decision. And for you, I think you need to make a heart over head decision instead of vice versa, because you've been thinking about this for too long and your mind is not doing you any good. So you have to kind of use your intuition or your strong, passionate desire about these things that you want. For some of you guys, it could be a relationship, you know, that you're thinking about pursuing, you know. But mostly I feel like this is something that's personal to you, Libra, like that you want to pursue for yourself, a goal. And right underneath that, these cards are saying that Three of Pentacles with the Eight of Pentacles is talking about a tangible goal, something that you're working on, a career path, a project, a business, commerce, right? Three of Pentacles talks about you kind of being elevated or having something you specialize in that other people can learn from what you do, or you can, give other people information that you get first. And this is, the cards are telling you, you could turn that into a business. You could turn that into a way of making money. And this is what I feel like you want to start focusing on. It's like something you specialize in, you're an expert in, and you can really turn this into funds, right? It's equitable. It's a hot commodity, this gift that you have. People will come to you for it, or they will hire you for it. And you can grow your wealth, your financial stability. All right. Let's end it with the Two of Cups clarified by the Nine of Pentacles. So, Two of Cups energy is talking about some type of soulmate connection that could be here for you. Now, it is at the end of the reading, so this could be more off into your future, like the end of September going into October. And it could be definitely a soulmate connection that's here for you, but it's like the Nine of Pentacles is here, so you'll either have to make a decision whether you're in the season of your life that you want to be in a relationship or not. Because Nine of Pentacles does talk about you being single, you being a bachelor or bachelorette, and building your own wealth by yourself and enjoying being single and using all this free time to build your business or build your finances. So Two of Cups may be a decision that you'll have to make, kind of like the Lover's card. But there definitely could be somebody coming in at the end of September that could be a fire sign, or an air sign, or earth sign. I'm seeing all those. It's possible. But I think your main focus is these goals that you have in building your finances. Alright, let's see what your fairy card is saying. Queen of Autumn, generous, stylish, gracious, practical. Be practical with respect to how you proceed. The ability to make anything more beautiful. Meeting someone who can help your dreams come true. So, wow. Yeah, that definitely could be this person that's coming in towards the end of September, like the soulmate connection, but mostly having to do with you, right? Being practical, taking some steps to proceed forward, right? The ability to make anything more beautiful, that's that Empress energy that we were talking about. More attractive, changing style, changing communication, changing your perspective. Alright, so we're going to wrap it up right there for you, Libra. Hopefully that resonated with you. If so, like, share, subscribe, comment on the channel. Like always, if you want a more personalized reading from me, email me about that. We can set you up with that reading. And I will see you guys in the middle of September.